Hi, my name is Rosemary Ellis, and today I want to just share with you my thoughts on empowerment. I want to talk to you each Wednesday, and I hope that anything that I share with you is meaningful. And what I've learned through things that I've read, through things that I've learned from different speakers or just life experiences, I'd like to just share it with you and share with you my formula for empowerment. So the first question you might ask is, well, what is empowerment? We hear this word all the time. Well, maybe not all the time, but you might hear it from time to time. So what is empowerment? So empowerment, as described by Merriam and Webster, defined by them, to give power to someone. Well, what is power? Power is the ability or right to control people or things. So, Alice Walker is quoted as saying, "The most common way people lose their power is by thinking that they don't have any." And this is very true. For a number of years in my life, I didn't really realize that I had power over a lot of things, and I gave my power away. We give our power away to so many different people, and sometimes it's unconscious. There's no reason to beat yourself up about it. A lot of times we spend time just feeling bad that we've given our power away, but it's really not necessary. It's just something that we should learn from, and if we can help someone else to be empowered, then we can make up for that time that maybe we did give our power away. So I'd like to give to you what I've learned, and hopefully my formula can be of some assistance to you. So as far as control and empowerment, maybe you might be thinking of power as someone in the boardroom in corporate America or something like that, powerful, I'm really not talking about that kind of power. We have the ability to control ourselves, to have power over our own thoughts. And having power over your own thoughts is, let me tell you, it is not the most easy thing in the world. It's like a muscle. And if it goes unused, just like all muscles, it will atrophy. It will wither and look like it's going to die. But you can resuscitate any muscle as far as I'm concerned, especially a mental muscle or a spiritual muscle, because your empowerment is a mental or a spiritual type of muscle. And I'd like to give you something today to maybe try every day in order to build your empowerment each day. So there's, as far as control, it's hard enough for me sometimes to control my own bladder, let alone control another person. I really just want to control myself. And so, here's my two thoughts on fear. So one thought is that fear is something to be conquered. I've described recently, that fear is a weapon of mass destruction. I mean, if you think about situations in which you might not be doing the best thing for yourself, you're allowing people to take advantage of you, or you're allowing just terrible everyday kind of things to happen that everybody else is allowing to happen. Usually there is some sort of a fear element involved. And I have really tried to fight against fear. I just hate, when I'm afraid, and oftentimes when I'm afraid, it causes me to feel depressed. It causes me to have no action. I become immobilized. I become paralyzed. And I do nothing. I stay in my head. I live in my head. And living in my head is not living in the moment. It's not taking action. It is almost the exact opposite of empowerment. So I want to encourage you to get out of your mind. And when people are saying, "Oh, she is out of her mind," that might not be such a really bad thing. So like I said, the first thought is that fear is something to be conquered. So here's the second thought. And the second thought is that fear can be a signal. When you burn yourself on the stove and you say, ouch, you automatically, you pull your hand back off of the stove. Well, that pain is a signal that lets you know you're being burned. If you keep your hand on the stove, your hand is going to eventually become very injured. So fear can act as an ally. And so let me read this short quote. Well, it might not be so short, but this is Starhawk from the book Dreaming the Dark. Change is frightening, but there's a saying, where there's fear, there's power. The culture of estrangement teaches men to deny fear and women to let fear control them. If we learn to feel fear without letting it stop us, fear can become an ally, a sign to tell us that something we have encountered can be transformed. Often our true strength is not in the things that represent what is familiar, comfortable, positive, but in our fears and even in our resistance to change. So, like I said, the first thought is that fear is something to be conquered. But now I'm starting to rethink this. Maybe fear is an ally. Maybe fear is something that signals, hey, Rosemary, there's something very powerful behind this. And you're resisting it. You're resisting change. And let me tell you, I resist change. I don't like change. I will go through changes. I will initiate some things, that will cause positive change when I can really, muster the strength. But it's difficult for me. I don't like change. So, the fear of the unknown can be just, it can be devastating to a person if they live in their head and don't take action. And action can crush fear. If you find there's something that you're afraid of, face it. It doesn't matter how small. It doesn't matter if you're the only person in the entire planet who knows what that fear is. If you can look yourself in the mirror and say, damn, I did that thing. It doesn't matter how small it is, how insignificant. If you can look yourself and say, I did that thing, and mean it, and feel something in your gut, it's a visceral, tangible experience, then you know that you have a taste of empowerment. And empowerment, it's very sweet. It's an all-encompassing kind of experience. And once you get the first taste, it's time for you to take another taste. And so I encourage you to think of those things that you're afraid of. What are those things that are keeping you from taking action? What are those things that you're afraid to do? Let me tell you, me doing this video, this is something I've been wanting to do, but I have had this, I woke up this morning saying, you know what, today is the day. Today is the day. And I decided that I'm going to face my fear. And if my video is totally whack and only 10 people, all of my friends and relatives that I forced to watch it are the only ones who watch this, then so what? If this helps just one person, then you know what? I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I know that my purpose in life is to bring empowerment to this planet. And it doesn't matter how many people I touch. It just matters that I touch somebody, that I keep my contract to myself, that I will bring empowerment to others. So I just want to share that with you. I hope to see you next Wednesday. And if there's any comments that you have, please leave them below. If you like my video, like me, my website is also down below. I am just really happy to share this day with you and this video with you. I know that this is, something that can really help somebody. So this is Rosemary Ellis. I'm wishing you love and light and empowerment for all